Okay, question 33 is a sequence question. So it says that a sequence has three terms. Its term-to-term rule is you multiply it by 6 and add 13. The first term of the sequence is -2. Work out the third term. Okay, well before we do that, let's just have a look at, very quickly look at, okay, that sequence there. So just to understand what some of these words mean, this is the first number in our sequence. So this is what we call the first term in the sequence. This being the second number in the sequence, we call it the second term. So third term, fourth term, fifth term. So the term is just the position in the sequence. In this case, then, how do you get from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and so on? So each time we're adding 2. So our term-to-term rule in this case is add 2. So first term, second term, third term. This is our term-to-term rule. We add 2 each time. Okay, so if we look at this one, then it tells us that the first term in the sequence is -2, and it tells us that our rule is that we times by 6 and we add 13. So if we take our first term and we times it by 6, so -2 times 6 is -12. -12 plus 13 is 1. If you're not quite sure, you can kind of check that yourselves. Then our next, again, our term, rule, times 6 add 13. Oops, 13, there you go. So 1 times 6 is 6. 6 add 13 is 19. And if we can check that. Okay, so there we go, we got that right. Okay, the second part of the question then, the order of the three terms of the sequence is reversed. Describe the term-to-term rule of the new sequence. Okay, so in this case then, if we think about this in terms of function machines, we started off, the first thing we did was we times by 6. And then we added 13. So if we're going to reverse this, we can just draw our function machine like that, and instead of add 13, because we're reversing what we're doing, we will subtract 13, and instead of timesing by 6, we're going to divide by 6. So in terms of writing this out here, and you've got to be very careful with this, if you don't quite write the correct answer out, it won't mark it correctly for you, which is just unfortunately the way that MathsWatch works sometimes. So we subtract 13 and divide by 6, and if we submit that, we should get the right answer. Just to kind of prove a point, if you forget to write the by, for example, so you just write subtract 13 and divide 6, which if I was marking on a test, I would mark correct for you, but on MathsWatch, it would mark that as wrong. Okay, so you just got to be careful what you write.